Hey guys, it's Easy, and today on Star Trek Fleet Command, we're going to be doing some farming with the Gorn. We're going to take a look at a few crews with it as well. Since I don't normally do too much of this, I'm going to try a few out and just see what comes of it. So for the ship I'm actually going to run with the Gorn, I'm going to use the Enterprise E crew here. So we're going to have some bonus loot going on for this. Not that one. So with her, Rachel, I got a 30% bonus. And then with Picard, 140. So that'll be decent just for running the Gorn. I know I have tried running this crew and the one I have in my Sanctus here, the Symbiosis crew. The Enterprise E crew did better running the Gorn than the Symbiosis did. It wasn't much of a difference, but it was like at least 10%, so it was worth actually swapping the two. Pretty sure that comes down to the extra ISO damage that crew offers, since the Gorn enemies only take damage from ISO, so a little less damage when you're dealing out more. Other than that, we also have the Enterprise E crew here, or not that, the S&W crew, the Strange New World. So just regular Una here, little speed boost. Probably could swap her out, but I'm not going to worry about it. And then Chapel here, she gets the volatile ISO matter bonus for the loot. So we'll be trying her out here with the Crozier, and we'll just leave the Sanctus here on the Symbiosis crew. And then we also have the Data crew with no bonus here on Quo's Songpak, whatever that is. So let's get these sent out here. Just right over here next to the Fed space is where I'm going. So right above the normal Fed space next to the in between the two deep spaces is where I normally go. So we'll start out here in the level 53 territory for the Gorn itself. And we'll just send these three over to the level 60. Shouldn't take them too long to get there. Yeah, just a minute to fly out there. Gorn's instant though, so let's get a few kills on this while those are heading out. Let's see how many we can actually gather up with this thing. Yeah, it's been a while since I did Gorn. Any of the Gorn grinding at all. I'm pretty new to having this ship as well. Mine is not a very high level at all. I really drag my feet when getting this ship. But that is alright. Once you have it, it is a nice little ship to have. Especially if you ran Destiny in the past. Because this one can actually summon more than just a single ship. You can do anyone in your alliance, which is always a nice little feature. On top of the bonus pulls from the refinery, just having that summon itself is really nice for any lower levels you want to bring along, help get to the system, or just have instant transport for yourself if you're trying to speed grind something, or anyone else in the alliance. Easier way to rack up points for your entire alliance on those big events. That one wasn't a battleship, was it? That was a interceptor. Oh well. Let's see if we can get this up to 40. I don't know if we can anymore. That going after that interceptor might cost us a little bit. Yeah, it did. That's alright. So let's swap over here real quick and just get a kill on everything. So the interceptor, the explorer, and the battleship. Just send one of each out. There we go. And then a second kill. Just going to roll through this 10 times and just see what each one ends up with in comparison with the crews and the bonuses. So that's 2. And let's see, there it is. That is 3. It's 4. It's 5. And 6. And 7. Let those two finish up there. Here we go with 8. And 9. And here we go. There's 10. So let's see what we got. We got 14 there. Only 5 on the interceptor. And 7 on the Crozier, on the battleship. So that is actually pretty bad for the bonuses on this crew here, on the S&W crew. They really are not making out too well, are they? Let's see. Either is this crew. But the Symbiote is not doing too bad, so just sending this out alone is going to do just as much as the other two themselves. So let's just try to focus on that then. And we'll just send these two out just to kind of kill time in between the Sanctus hits. So wherever I send the Sanctus, I'm just gonna follow it up with the other two here, just to kind of fill in, just get some free hits as much as I can with the other two ships, since they're not getting as much bonus loot, so there's no point in really focusing on them, since this one ship does more than both of them combined. So even when I do hit them like this, when I get the 2 extra hits in, it's still not as much as the Sanctus. But since they're here, we'll just go ahead and send them anyways. And then once we're done with the Sanctus here, we'll just run it till it's out of hull. And just kind of see where we're at on all the ships. Yeah, the Gorn is a very interesting ship. That ability to summon is just so helpful for so many different things. And then the refinery abilities, being able to pull the officers, a few of the artifacts, as well as getting some credits, definitely does make this worth doing and staying on top of. And definitely trying to figure out how to best farm the most you can get out of these. Because you do want to keep your refineries on cooldown as much as possible. So getting as much as you can each time is definitely something you want to work on. And every little bit helps. So that's why I always like sending out as many ships as I can to actually harvest whatever I'm going for. It's much better to be able to control all the ships in one system as opposed to just switching from system to system constantly. Much quicker grinding this way. And we are getting there. We're just about done here. Not sure how many of these Sanctus hits we got left. I don't think that one's sent there. There it is. We are just about there with the Sanctus, and we got it up to 50,000 right now. We're just shy of it. And then about 15 on our Explorer, and our battleship was 23. So it's not too bad. So what do we got? 50, about 90 on all of them. So we'll probably hit about 100 across the board by the time we recall these ones. So we got 52 again here. So let's just leave that one alone for now, and then we'll get a couple more hits here on these guys, on our Explorer and our battleship. And our battleship is doing a little bit better than our Explorer, more than just health-wise, but for the amount of loot it gets per kill, so we're going to focus on that one over our Explorer here. And just kind of fill up time with the Explorer over the battleship now. We got a good little cluster here of these Explorers, so we're just going to knock all these out real quick. Not too bad. So that's up to 18 now, and 29. So let's just go ahead and cross that over there. So we got 53, we got 18, and this one should just be breaking 30 now. And the battleship can definitely grind a lot more and a lot quicker, or a lot longer than the other two. So putting my Symbio's crew, or moving my battleship over to the Symbio's crew, would be a good idea. And then moving my Explorer over to where my battleship is now, and just getting a few more kills that way would definitely be a good idea for the future. Just to harvest a few more kills, since, you know, these ones are the two that we're able to grind the longest. Although between the Sanctus and the Quovsampa, they really didn't do that much difference in overall kills. So it's really not worth messing with those two too much. So just moving my battleship and my interceptor would probably be enough. I don't have to nitpick any further than that. It wouldn't be really worth it to just mess around like that. But with how slow this is going now, it's really not worth harvesting with just one of these ships here like this. If I had moved the Crozier to Dock 1 and used Symbio's crew on this, it would definitely be worth it, because it has harvested a lot more kills so far than my Sanctus has. And it still is not even close to where it is in loot. It's still got about, it's only 2/3 of the way to matching it. So by the time we actually do match it, we'll probably have 2 or 3 times the kills. Not doing too well loot-wise. But on the other hand, if I did do that from the start, that would have definitely increased how much I got. You'd probably be looking at over 100,000 if I had just done it from the start. But that's alright, we'll just keep on going here. Until we break 40, and then we'll call it good on this. And then we'll switch back to the Gorn here. And just knock out another run on the Gorn. Shouldn't take too long because it didn't last too long to begin with. Well, that's going. Let's look again. We got 53 on the Sanctus. The Psalm pack is 18 and 40 for the Crozier. And the Gorn is already up to 8 on its second kill. Third kill is already to 12. $16. Yeah, it is just a crazy amount of difference in the speed. It is just gathering this stuff way quicker. Definitely gonna have to start using this once I get it up more. Once I get it up more, I'm just gonna focus on using this and nothing but it. But for the moment, it's still not lasting very long, so kind of got to supplement it with the other ships right now. It's also more to do when I'm playing too, messing with 3 ships instead of just one. Because just sitting here watching one ship go from target to target is it's not the funnest thing to do. So that's another reason why I like just having extra ships in the system as well. Just to kind of fill that time. And extra loot too, so knowing that those 2 crews get me bonus loot and knowing which ships to put on those docks will definitely come in handy once I do get my Gorn up more and I have my Gorn and 2 other ships in the system. The crew they're using now is definitely pulling in a decent amount of loot, and I did try it before with the Symbio's crew since that's the second best. This Enterprise E crew is doing better than the other one, for sure. And there it is, it just went right to 40 real quick, and then it was done. So definitely a lot faster for sure. So we're going to go ahead and recall these 2 and then just send the Gorn back out. So while these 2 or these 3 are getting recalled, we'll just do one more pass with the Gorn. Just to get a little bit more. And then we'll call it and we'll take a look at the refinery. It's always nice to find that ship that you tapped on your way out last time. So right there, it's at 50%. So we're just going to finish that off because, I mean, at that point, it's basically just free loot. There's no reason not to kill it. Always worth finishing it off. And we are just about out of battleships as well, which is what we're focusing on the entire time here, since you get the advantage on that. You gotta work the triangle as best you can. There just might be a little too much distance in between the 2 right now. Yeah, there's just none left in the system. That's another reason why I like to bring extra ships as well. Because when I'm just hitting something with everything, it really does help. You just don't have like an absence of one ship that way. Looks like my other ships have made it back. So let's just repair those and then we'll take a look and see what we got here once we're done with the Gorn. And that's it, 43. So I'm just going to recall it. And then, while that one's heading back, oh, wait a second here. Let's just make sure it docks and gets repaired so we can see how much we got in total. Get an idea of how long the 3 runs on the Gorn and the 1 on the rest of them are going to get us. There we go, it's repaired. We know it docked. We know we have credit for the cargo. Let's take a look at it. There it is, ISO matter. So I've already pulled those 2 earlier. But I was out of the volatile ISO matter. So let's just go ahead and pull these now. And we're up to 238,000, almost 239,000, and we get about, let's see, it's going to take 7,350 per pull. So if we just call that 21, that'll be 3 pulls there, so that'll be 200, yeah, 210,000 for 30 pulls, 30 max pulls, that is. So that means we can max pull at 3 a day for 10 days. So once a week, if I just show up and do that, that'll get me that 210,000. 210,000 up here will get me 10 days of max pulls for that. So once a week, if I show up and do it, I'll generally get a little bit more each time. And that number will just grow and grow. And I should be set up for the next time my ops goes up, because that's what's controlling this, not the size of your Gorn, but your ops level. So let's go ahead and make these pulls and see what we get. Not too much there, just 2 of the E-datas though. That is a crew I'm using on these things. And I am definitely using data on that ship. Next one here. What do we got? Increase ISO damage against explorers. That's not bad. Increases base hull health for explorers. That's not bad either. And we got some general credits. So we got 1,000 Romulan credits and 1,000 Fred credits and some repair and speed ups for construction and research. Not bad at all. So yeah, definitely worth doing those polls. So 10 days of that, getting that grinding done, seeing what you got, how much you can put into it. It'll definitely come in handy in the long run, knowing what you have and how to best get it. Alright, thanks guys. I'm Easy, and I'll see you next time.